beautiful souls. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with each and every one of you to share in the spirit of love and devotion to our Mother, Father God, and Divine Child God, and the divine spirits, angels, and angelics, and orishas, and divine beings of all the beings that love us so much. And we are so grateful and honored to have so many beautiful spirits that support us behind the scenes. And really what it comes down to is us getting into a place where we're able to align ourselves by removing our own judgments, our own energies that are getting in the way from spirit being able to create the most beautiful things in our lives. So I'm just really grateful and thankful for all of us being on this planet at time. It takes great courage to be in a human form on planet Earth, dealing with all the things that are happening simultaneously, and at the same time realizing that that is all happening for a greater purpose. And so sometimes what happens when we're on in a planet and we're dealing with so many things happening and we're like, oh, it's horrible, these people are suffering and these people are suffering and these things are happening and this is unfair, but we have to remove our judgment. You see, the key element to being able to move through these energies is to clear your judgment, because your judgment may be based in information that is not about what spirit has in plan for this planet. And so the things that are manifesting and showing up, it doesn't matter how it's showing up and what is showing up. It's knowing that you're always going to be okay. You're always going to make it through. You're always going to be a person who thrives through all challenges that show up in any way. So that comes in with this deep understanding of fortitude in your being, right? It comes with the resilience in your being, this awareness that spirits got you, angels got you, God has got you, the nature spirits got you, life has got you. But if you go into the fears and you go into the worries and the lacks and the limitations and all of the things that create scarcity and disassociation, then you start calling in energies that match those frequencies. And so it's important for us to be really clear about frequency and energy and what those things represent, right? And realizing that we get to choose every single day what frequency we choose to operate from, right? I can go through a lot in my life, but at the same time, we have to understand how the mind and the emotions operate. So let me give you a very clear indication of what that is. So every time you think of something, okay, if you think of something that's coming in from, let's say, beautiful memory or something you loved or something that was joyful, your emotional body, which is your feminine spirit, goes to match that energy and expand it outward into the universal field of intelligence. So when people get emotional or they have trauma or they have hurt or they feel betrayed or they feel any of these things, it's because they're thinking it and the emotions is meeting it with the expansion of the water element, the expansion of water throughout your system, right? And so whenever there is fear, lack, limitation, or any form of doubt, worry, or insecurity, we stop breathing, our muscles tighten up, we slow down our blood and everything slows down and it starts to create inflammation. And that inflammation will continue to keep being created the more and more we don't allow flow. Flow is expansion in God's divine love and intelligence, and constriction is limiting everything because of fear, lack, limitation, scarcity, and worry. So whenever we have situations, you just did the water spirit meditation this morning. Amazing, Brandon. So whenever we have fear and worry, or like, this morning I woke up and I noticed that some of my close friends were asking about like, how are things going in Los Angeles? And my feeling was, oh my God, people are supporting one another and loving each other and doing healings and supporting people financially. I'm supporting people financially, giving to charities and, showing up for people and giving people free things so that they can get back on their feet and all of that. So I was looking at the high vibration, high illumination energy of God's showing up. That's God showing up through the vessels of the many vessels, choosing God to show up, right? But then one of my friends was like, it's horrible, this person and this thing, that thing, and the people who are going through this and the that and the that and the this. And he was looking at every single negative thing. And that's exactly what the forces of imbalancement want. And that's where we get tricked. You see, we get tricked. I don't get tricked, but I see people get tricked. And that's why I'm bringing this up to you. So you don't get tricked. You get tricked by going into judgment, getting upset, getting angry. Your anger is not hurting anyone. Anger does not change situations. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm sorry to tell you, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't. Being angry, being upset, and being all of these things do not change anything. It doesn't. And all it's doing is one thing. It's hurting you. It's hurting your cells, hurting your organs, it's hurting your muscles, it's hurting your brain, it's hurting every aspect of your being. It's creating high levels of tension in your system, inflammation, it's affecting your adrenal glands, it's affecting your system by releasing all of these unnecessary hormones in your body. Cortisol, I mean, God, do you know what that does to your system in overload? And all of these things are being accumulated, and then you wake up and you're like, I feel like crap. I have back pain. I have pain going on. I have autoimmune issues. I have, sicknesses. I don't understand why I don't feel happy. I don't feel why I'm manifesting, why I'm not creating more prosperity and wealth. How come these things aren't happening? That's because you're misusing your energy. You're not using your energy for what it was meant to be used for. And that's exactly what the forces of imbalancement, the beings in the underworld want. What they want is for you to focus on the negative, to talk about it, to share it, to give it to other people so it becomes like a spreading virus. Yes, a virus spread by your emotions, because your feminine energy will meet your masculine energy. So when you see people getting emotional, right? I'll give you an example. Let's say someone's in a relationship, okay? And that person cheats on them, okay? So I'm giving you some scenarios here. Okay, that person cheats on them, and the person who got cheated on calls me and says, Shaman Durek, that person broke my heart. I don't understand. Why did they do that to me? You know why that person is going through that? Because that person, instead of utilizing divine intelligence, which is, if that person went off with another person, God is giving you a favor, boo. God is saying, I'm going to show you that that's not your man. That's not your woman. So it's time to open the door and send them on their way. The only reason why you're hurt is because you didn't get what you wanted. Cry, baby, boo-hoo, cry. You are not getting what you want, so you're like, oh, it's not fair, I'm hurt. Then you start looking for things wrong in yourself. You start looking inside yourself, thinking maybe you weren't this and maybe you weren't that, or wrong with you, or something's wrong. So now, not only are you self-betraying yourself, you are now affecting what we call the resilience of yourself through the awareness of God consciousness. You are literally beating up on yourself, hammering yourself, and devouring yourself with lies and conceit towards your own spirit. And that is where the betrayal comes in. It's not the betrayal that someone betrayed you. No one could ever betray you. All they're showing you is what they want. And if they want that and they don't want you, it's because they are not your person. I don't have to sit back and worry if my wife is looking at someone and going, oh my God, is she going to want that person or me? No, because whatever she does, she does. And if she wants someone else, then she wants someone else. But that's not the case. I don't live in that space. When we understand that, so what we have to understand is where you draw your attention, your intention is operating from that space, right? Someone doesn't want to be with me. If I have friends who are like talking bad about me and being that way, whatever, and they're like, I don't want to be your friend, I'm like, then don't. I'm happy for that. Thank God you've come to that realization. I'm so happy because to be with me is a privilege. To be with you is a privilege. You need to raise your vibration to see that truth. And if you're sitting there running around like a slave, trying to people please every single person around you in order to get them to love you, then that's what you are, a slave. And the leaders of legacy aren't slaves. Slave consciousness is the idea that I do not matter. I am not loved. I am not valued until I do something in order to have that. That's slave consciousness. And that doesn't support you in your evolution, darlings. Yes. It doesn't support you in your evolution. You see, opening yourself up to divinity of awareness that your betrayal of hurt only comes because you are self-betraying yourself. You are not here to pander to other people's emotions as they see fit. You are here to, one, people always ask me this question. I always find it very fascinating, so I really want to dive into it. So a lot of times people will say to me, Shaman Durek, what is my purpose? What is my gifts? Why am I here? I'm like, what are you talking about? Let's just start with the first one. People say to me, what are my gifts? Help me find my gifts. Okay. The funny thing is that when you ask me what your gifts are, that means you're still operating in matrix consciousness. That means that you actually believe it's some kind of gift. You think because I can speak to spirits and all kinds of things, and I can move energies, and you've seen me do it live, and you've seen me do it in person if you come to my live events and things of this nature. How do I do the things that I do, and how am I capable of doing these things? You think that's a gift? You think I have gifts? No. So let me get you into the rightful thinking so you can get out of matrix thinking. So matrix thinking wants you to believe that you call it a gift because you believe that it's a gift because the majority of humanity hasn't chosen their divine birthright. So anything that seems out of the ordinary is considered a gift. Isn't that funny? That we associate it as a gift or some kind of talent because other people choose to live away from the truth and divine of their divine birthright. It is your divine birthright to be able to speak to spirit. It is your divine birthright to be able to commune with spirits in nature. It is your divine birthright to be able to move energy. It is your divine birthright to be able to manifest and create. Ooh, I'm feeling something strong in me. Ooh, my God, the Holy Spirit is on me. I can feel the angels in this room right now with me because I'm telling you this. Oh, God, so good. It is your divine birthright to know the truth of things. It is your divine birthright to see energy. It is your divine birthright to see spirits. It's your divine birthright to speak to your ancestors. It's your divine birthright to communicate with those who have passed on. It is your divine birthright to know what people would consider unknowing. It is your divine birthright to create healing energy. It's divine birthright to generate all kinds of forms of energy. It is your divine birthright to be psychic or intuitive or any of these things that you call gifts. You understand? It is your divine birthright. It is not a gift. It is your divine birthright. You call it a gift because the world has not accepted their divine birthright. So it looks like an anomaly of some sort. So then you start making it seem like it's harder to get to. It's more difficult to achieve. It's so, Shaman Durek, how come I can't speak to spirit? I can't hear spirit speak to me. I only hear one word sentences because you keep believing it's hard because you believe that the majority don't choose it. And so the majority hasn't chosen it collectively. So you believe that it's going to be hard to achieve. Well, you're incorrect and you're wrong about that because it is your divine birthright. That means that you were born with it. Now, what makes it a talent is your use of that. I don't have any special talent in speaking to spirits. The only talent I actually have that allows me to speak to spirits, and the reason why people can see me do those things is because I love spirits as much as I love you. I don't differentiate a spirit from a human being. One is in flesh and one isn't, but it doesn't mean that they don't exist. They both exist, and so therefore I have respect for both of them. So when I say Angel Michael or spirit in the underworld, I don't look at darkness like, I can't talk to the darkness because it's bad. I don't judge the darkness. I realize that the darkness is what darkness is. I accept its existence. And then I go and ask it questions like, why are you doing this to this person? Why are you giving this person cancer? Why are you causing these wars on the planet? Why are you creating famine in this place? I don't need to go, I can't talk to the darkness because it's evil and it's this, because that means I'm in judgment. If I'm in judgment, I'm only hurting myself. Judgment, it's so funny, my grandmother used to always say, is that when you judge, and I talk about this in my book, when you judge, you limit yourself. You are the one who cuts yourself off from God's divine intelligence when you judge. You cut yourself off from God's divine intelligence. When you open yourself up to the acceptance of things as they are, right? You may not like what you see, but that's your issue. It has nothing to do with God's plan for the planet. You may not like who's in office. You may not like who your president is of your country. You may not like whoever's in government. You may not like the things that you see that's going on in the world. And you may not like it. And that's your issue. Or you can just simply accept what's happening and know that God has a plan for all of it and start focusing on the energy. My manager is putting this up right now. And just so you know, my manager is my niece, Alexandra Lava. Go follow her. She's an amazing manager. She's my beautiful niece. When she was a little girl, she always had the wisdom and the power and the ability to acknowledge her divine birthright. And she's my manager. And of course, my niece is my manager because I respect her wisdom and her knowledge and her ability to guide me and to bring me into a higher place. So if you haven't followed my niece here, I pinned her up on the board here. Go follow her. She's an amazing woman, powerful, gifted spirit, very divine in our family. And she's putting up here the Conscious Life Expo that I'm going to be speaking at Friday. And also on Sunday, on the panel. But going back to what I was saying, and what I was saying is that we as human beings have to understand that just because something is happening in our world and we don't want it to happen, we try to use control or we get angry or we get frustrated. That's only hurting us. The way you actually create change is by staying your course in the things that make you happy, staying your course in the place of love. The more you expand that love through the things that make you happy and doing the things that make you feel fulfilled. And also one big important thing, which is to explore the kingdom of God through energy and through the unknown will open doorways for you that will help you to the things that you have issues with on the world will actually shift on the planet. The reason why the things haven't shifted on the planet in the way that it could or the way that you want it to be is because human beings are still giving attention to the wrong types of energy. Whenever they see something unpleasant, they talk about it, they get angry, they get upset, and you're feeling the darkness. You're feeling the underworld beings. They're like, yeah, we got them now. Their pride and their need to be able to be righteous about what they want to happen is the very thing they're giving us power for. You want to take away the energy from darkness and get the darkness to go into the light quicker. Stop putting your attention on it in the way that you're doing it. You got to put your attention on love, put your attention on God. Put your attention on generosity. Put your attention on the healing. Put your attention on the things that are changing. Put your attention on the tree that is growing. Put your attention on those who are awakening. Put your attention on the things that are giving us sustenance, supplication, ability to recognize the beauty and the divine love, giving us the capacity to see God's love in action. And stand in that. Speak about it. Talk about the good things. Talk about, like, if you come here and you get something from my life, talk to people about it. Be like, I was on Shaman Durek's live and this what happened and this thing was brought up and this thing had, and then, because the more you share the things that enlighten you, the things that bring joy to you, the things that lift you, you are healing the planet. But the more you focus on, oh, it's horrible that the world is suffering and I'm so mad right now about who was elected and I'm so upset about what's going on and all this kind of stuff, you're not hurting anyone. You're not changing anything. You are only hurting your energy, yourself, and your being. Change occurs when we stay in the field of love, not when we focus on what is wrong with the world, because if we focus on what's wrong with the world and we don't stay our course, that becomes a distraction to limiting us from seeing possibility. Because right now, let me tell you something, baby. We are in a time in our evolution where the darkness is seeking your attention. And if you want to give the darkness your attention right now, don't call yourself a being of light. Don't say you are a being of light if you're going to give your attention to the darkness. Just be as it may be and decide that you are choosing to serve the darkness by giving your attention to it. We have no, see, I'm not here to play games with people. People come to me and tell me, "Durek, I serve the light, I do yoga, I did ayahuasca ceremony, I'm doing this, I'm doing that." And everything comes out of their mouth is like, "Can you believe what they're doing over there in that country? Can you see, oh my God, I can't believe this person got chosen for president. Oh my God, this thing is happening over here." You are not serving the light, boo. Stop the lies. Trust me, I am a being of love. I know what love feels like. I see what love looks like, and I know what love is. And trust me, I know when someone's attention is on God and when it's not on God. And if your attention is not on God and it's focusing on other things, because you're giving power to those other things, that means that you are what we call a conductor of energy that the beings of darkness are using and that you don't even realize they're using to continue to expand more of that on our planet. I'm telling you, you want to know the secrets to energy. You go ahead and start focusing on something. Just do a little test this week. Focus on money coming to you. And every day, just focus on that for a week without anything else. Every day you wake up, every second, if you catch your mind swaying, just go back to money's coming, money's coming, money's coming, money's coming, money's coming, money's coming. Watch what will happen. Watch what will happen. I'm telling you, focus is pure energy. It's pure magnetic energy. And it brings to you the very thing you focus on, because whatever you focus on, your emotions expand out magnetic energy towards. I have done this demonstration shamanically with many people. I've had people who were in comas. I've had people who were burn victims, people who have experienced a great deal of trauma. And all I did was get the people to go in the hospital, and instead of crying boohoo over their over their what they see as a is experience in this present moment, we're not crying boohoo of what's present right now. No, we're not doing that. I said, what you're going to do, I told the family, I said, what you're going to do for this family member who's a burn victim, okay, who's in a coma right now, you're going to go in that room every day and you're going to focus seeing them coming out of the coma and their body healing from these burns. That's all you're going to do. Every time you visit them in the hospital, and anyone who walks in that room, that's all they're going to do. And you know what happened? The person came out of their coma and their body healed. But again, remember, darkness seeks your attention. That's why it says things to you to see if you'll listen. Tells you, oh, you're not smart enough. You're not good enough. You haven't done enough. You're fat. That person doesn't like you. That person looks at that person more than they like you. Or you're afraid to lose that person. You're going to be all alone. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Darkness tells you all kinds of things. It can't force you. It can only tell you. It can only suggest. And then your ears like, what? Oh my God. Ah, oh, I don't want that to happen. Oh my God, I'm so scared. Ah. That's all it wants. Your attention. Attention is the most powerful commodity on this planet. You look at celebrities, right? What do celebrities have? They have attention. They do things in life that gives attention. Maybe they're a good singer, maybe they're a good actor, and everyone loves them. And so people take pictures of them, and that gives you more attention of them. So people put more attention and more attention and more attention. Attention is power. Attention then gives them more wealth, more power, more energy. But again, what are we putting our attention on? We have to put our attention on love, generosity, kindness, healing, transformation, elevation, divinity, God, wisdom, playfulness, ecstasy, bliss, joy, freedom, creativity. This is how we move energy. You practice the art of understanding that your focus of your mind is what you are actually spending your conductor of life force is going towards. So if you don't like something that's happening on the planet, then you're not going to change it by getting angry, and you're not going to change it by getting upset, and you're not going to change it because all of a sudden you're talking about it with every person. That's not how you change people. That's not how you change situations. You take your attention off of it and you focus on what you want things to be, and it shifts the energy dynamics collectively. Because remember, your mind is governs your emotion. So your feminine spirit, which is your emotions, and your masculine mind, your feminine always meets the masculine mind and expands it into the world. That's why you have to be very smart about what you say to women and to yourself, because the feminine energy expands. That's why the feminine can create life. Women can create life because they have the ability to expand into other dimensions. That's where masculine men create this energy, right? this structure. But if the feminine doesn't come in and expand that structure, nothing happens, right? And that's why I always say that if we want to actually build a better world, we have to start giving women voices again. That means not giving it to them, we're giving them some kind of gift. That means stop trying to limit them. You understand? Stop trying to stop them from speaking. Let them say what they need to say. It's only for the benefit of growth, expansion. Feminine expands. Remember that. Feminine expands. It expands. It builds. It expands. Right? So we have to remember what we're seeding into that energy. So let's go ahead and take some people here. Let's see who wants to go live. We're going to go live and let's see what we can do to support some people in the world right now. So I am going to see Feminine Expands. That's right. Me. Okay. So we have a me here. Go live with.
Wow.
Hello, darling.
I'm so shocked. What's crazy is I was thinking, I wonder if you're going to do live today. And I turned it on and there you were.
And you think that's crazy?
No,
Why is that crazy?
It's just, it's
How
like
about,
it was meant to be.
instead of saying that's crazy, how about putting your hand on your heart and saying,
I love my intuition.
How it just lets me know what's going to happen and guides me to the right place at the right time.
But lets me know and it guides me to the right place at the right time. It is getting stronger.
There you go. Those are the words I want to hear. I don't want to hear it's crazy, right? Because it's not crazy to have strong intuition and to acknowledge when your intuition is serving you.
Yes. Wow. This is amazing. I'm very grateful.
How can I serve you?
Well, I feel like, well, first of all, I have a few body problems. I've got back pain, achy pain, and my ears are ringing all the time.
One thing at a time. Let's start with your back pain.
Okay.
First, I need to talk to the spirits that create pain in the body.
Okay.
I like to speak to the lower dimensional spirits that create pain in the human body. What is your reason for creating this pain? I see. They said that because you're still angry with your father. Why is she angry? They said because you feel that people haven't looked out for your benefit. So you don't feel supported. That's why it's also showing up in your back, because your back represents your structure. So my question is, what are you holding on to that you're so upset with your father about?
I didn't think it was my father.
Most people don't think those things, but why don't you ask your little girl, say,
Little girl,
what have I told you to be upset with and feel shameful for when it comes to dad?
what have I told you and be upset with to be shameful when it comes to dad? That he wasn't there and he drank.
Right. So you are upset. You see that? Right. And there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it. So let me ask the darkness, the beings that are attacking your back, what the thing is. So beings that are attacking her back, what is it that she's been? What is it? Actually, you know what? They're not going to give me an answer. I have to talk to the light. Beings of the highest light of unconditional love. What is the thing that she needs to do in order to release this energy from her body? I see. So you're creating the idea of, I wouldn't be in the place that I am today if my father would have taken responsibility to not drink and shut me out. So you've created a trauma with that because you haven't acknowledged that trauma. You've been then allowing it to play in your life. So let's see how it plays out in your life. Spirits of the highest light, how does that play out in your life? They said that you, every time they go to make you happy, or every time you get to a place of happiness, you don't let yourself be happy. They said they bring things into your life to make you happy, but you then choose to push it away or sabotage it and get rid of it so you can go back into this feeling of, it's not fair, it doesn't work out for me. That's very fascinating what they're saying, my dear, because that's creating a limitation on letting your guides and the angels and the beings that love you unconditionally create the most amazing heaven on earth experience for you. And every time they go to bring something, you're afraid that it's not going to be sustainable and that it's going to go away. So you end up finding a way to get it to go away. Okay. So just take a deep breath, and I'm going to create the frequency in your body so you can see why you're afraid to let that happiness stay. Okay. Just tell me when you feel that. And do you see what you're doing right now? How you're judging instead of letting me access the energies in your system, and that you're stuck in what we call mental judgment right now? Because as I was setting the frequency into your body, it started to move the energy, and then your mind came in and was like, is that what I'm doing? Is that da 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 da? Like it started coming in and trying to interfere with
Mhm.
this exercise that we were doing spiritually for you. And that's the part of control, right? That's the part of I'm not comfortable in seeing my shadow and what I'm doing that's actually limiting me from having the best life ever. And right, and that comes from a sense of pride, right? So let me ask you this question. What is your fear of finding out that being able to see truth as a way of moving you to another dimension versus you feeling the need to, I don't want to see that I would do that because you're judging yourself for doing it?
I guess I just don't feel confident.
But confidence is something that's generated by how in which you perceive yourself.
Hmm.
It's not
Well,
something that comes from something outside, it's from you,
mhm.
right? So if you're not feeling confident, it's because you're not giving yourself the right information. So what I'm going to do is I want you to think of a time in your life where you felt empowered. Okay, so tell me when you have that.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, you can. Everyone has moments in their lives where there's some form of something that was made you feel good. So tell me when you have that thought.
Yep.
Okay. Now notice what happens. I want you to stay in that thought, and I want you to expand it. Just stay in that thought and
Hmm.
expand it. And tell me when you've done that.
Yep.
Okay. Now tell me what your emotions, now tell me how you feel your emotions are starting to meet that thought.
Happiness.
Exactly. Now tell me when you feel your emotions expanding even more. So we want your feminine energy to expand more into that thought to bring it out into the world around you. Tell me when you feel that.
Yeah.
Now tell me when it expands so much that even the darkness can't affect it. Tell me when you feel that.
Yep.
Good. Now tell me when you keep expanding it. Tell me when you feel it expanding even more to the point where you start to feel happier and lighter in your being. Now, how does that feel?
Tingly.
Good. Now, we're going to go into that tingling, which is an energy divinity of energy moving through your system. And tell me when that increases in your body.
Starting to increase.
Good. Tell me when it increases even more and your body starts to breathe to assist in the process of moving energy. Good. Now tell me when you feel that energy going into the place of your back where you've been experiencing pain. And tell me when you feel that expanding and releasing.
Not releasing yet.
That's from darkness. Just tell me when you feel it expanding and releasing. Don't use your mind. Just
Okay.
feel. Tell me when you feel it expanding and releasing. All of that good energy that you have, we're sending into your back now to confront the dark spirits that are attacking your back. And tell me when you send them to the light and you feel it expanding and releasing.
I feel it in my legs.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
great. Tell me when you feel it expanding and releasing in your back. We're confronting the darkness. We're sending them to the light with all that good energy that you've just created from that thought. So tell me when you're in that place of that thought that made you happy, of a time in your life where you felt empowered, and tell me when you feel you pouring that into your back, confronting the entities that are attacking and making you feel pain in your back.
Yep.
Good. And tell me when it gets even stronger, when you send them all away and your back stops being attacked and you start feeling it releasing.
I'm starting to feel it.
Good. Tell me when you send more of that energy, even stronger. Your feminine spirits blasts it with that energy that was sent out into your back even more. And more of it begins to release because you're removing those entities that are attacking your back.
I feel it more. Feel tingly everywhere.
Uh, now you're understanding what it means to confront these spirits. People don't realize that when they feel pain or when something's happening to their physical body, it's because there are things attacking them energetically. And tell me when you feel it even more and you feel the emotions releasing from your back. If you feel any sadness releasing from your being, any part of hurt releasing from your body. Tell me when you feel yourself breathing deeper, the deepest breath you've ever taken to process those emotions that are releasing out of your back that the spirits of the underworld were using to attack you to cause this pain. That's it, baby. Just letting it all go, sweetheart. Yes, my love. Yes, darling. Yes, sweetheart. You're doing wonderful.
I feel like it's going upwards.
Yes, it's releasing. That's called releasing, darling. Tell me when it releases even more.
My neck still hurts.
Don't, that's not what we're doing. We're not doing that. We're talking about releasing the back. The
Okay.
neck we'll get to. If you feel hurt in your neck, we're going to go to your neck now. Go to your neck.
Okay.
Go back to that place that made you feel empowered and loved. Knowledge, any place in your time of your existence where you ever felt empowerment and love. Tell me when you're there in your thoughts. Now tell me when you feel your emotions meeting that thought. Good. Now tell me when you feel your feminine emotions expanding, a sensation or feeling from that thought. Good. And then tell me when you feel that going into your neck and confronting those entities affecting your neck. And tell me when you feel yourself breathing into your power that you are now pouring into your neck. And then tell me when you feel your neck starting to release, because those entities will run the moment you send that energy there. Thank you. You're welcome. It's a pleasure to share that knowledge with you, beloved child. Tell me when you feel it even more.
Feel it more.
Good. And I'm just going to say some things. You don't have to worry about what I say. I'm just having a little conversation with spirit. Do you see what she's doing, beings of the underworld? You see how she's taking back her power over what you've been doing to her body? Exactly. That's right. She's getting stronger. You see, you were wrong. You underestimated her. It's not a matter. It's not so what. You underestimated her power. You underestimated her ability to tap into her gift of power that she is, that her divine birthright is. Yeah, you understand that, huh? I understand there's more people on the planet that you can affect and that you'll leave her, but it doesn't matter. The point I want you to understand is that she chose her power to confront you. Good. Now increase it, my love, and turn up your power, turn up your energy. We are now going to access your dimensional fields of energy that run through your meridians in your body. Turn up your energy even more. If your body starts to cry or release emotions, that's a natural process. Turn up your energy even more, even higher. Turn it up higher. Turn it up higher. Turn it up higher. And tell me when you feel your neck and your back releasing even more, that those entities are running from you.
I'm going up.
Turn up your energy more. And tell me when you feel them come out of the top of your head.
They're at the top of my head.
And tell me when you feel them releasing into the light by the grace and the love of all the beautiful energies that are releasing them into that light.
Feel it at the top of my head.
And tell me when you feel them dissipating and it becomes lighter and lighter. Turn up your energy higher than that. Turn it up. Turn it up higher. You can go higher than that. Turn it up. Turn it up higher. Turn up your energy. Good. And tell me when you feel lighter and lighter in your body, your neck getting lighter and lighter, your back getting lighter and lighter, and all those entities going into the light.
I feel dizzy.
That's normal because that's you using your powers. You'll get, once you practice more in shamanism and you start to build your powers even more, the dizziness will go away. That's just because you're now learning how to access dimensional field of energy. Turn up your powers even more. You might start shaking. That's normal too. That's because energy is moving through your body at high levels. Turn up your power more. Keep turning it up. And tell me when you feel more joy and happiness taking over your body, your neck, and your back. Turn up your power more. This is your divine birthright. We have no time on this planet to be playing games. Turn up your power more. Good. Notice how your neck feels. Notice how your back feels.
My head's throbbing. It's gone out of my neck.
That's right. Now turn it up even more until it comes out of your head. And tell me when your head, all the chambers in your head, which are all the valves in your head, start releasing one by one and releasing the pressure. Nice. That's one valve released. Beautiful. Tell me when the other valves start releasing.
Getting there. Lightening up. Yes. I still feel
it is.
But it's lightening up.
Good. And then tell me when it goes completely out of your system. All the valves release out of your system, and that your mind knows how easy it is to do so. Tell me when you hear your thoughts say, "This is easy."
This is easy.
And tell me when you begin to feel your mind letting you know, this is real. What you're experiencing, this is real. This is easy. Tell me when you hear those voices in your head.
I'm nauseous.
That means your body's purging. If your body needs to purge poisons to get rid of more of this stuff, so your body will start to cough, yawn, or burp, or throw up these energies that you no longer need. Tell me when you feel it getting stronger, nausea coming out even more, and your body starts to burp out green gas, or yawn, or cough. You can see how much poison you've been holding inside your body that's been affecting you. Tell me when you feel that coming out even stronger.
My chest.
Good. And notice when you feel the clearing happening in your stomach and all the poison coming out of your mouth.
Feeling it.
Good. And tell me when it gets even stronger.
Cold.
Oh, very good. Tell me when that increases and your body
I'm
starts to yawn,
freezing.
cough, or swallow many times, or take the deepest breaths, or burp it out of your system.
Feel cold and dizzy. The front of my calves, my front of my shins and my feet are tingling.
Good.
A lot.
Good. Now turn up your power. Turn up your power in your body. Turn up your power. Release the poison out of your mouth and throat.
Arms are tingling.
Okay, I'm going to do some things on you. Divine spirits, go ahead and shock her body at 10,000 and release the poisons out of her mouth and throat. Shock her body at 20,000 with electricity and release the poisons out of her mouth and throat. Let's give her a little bit more assistance. Go ahead and shock her body at 30,000 with electricity and release the poisons out of her mouth and throat. And shock her body at 40,000 with electricity and release the poisons out of her mouth and throat. And tell me when you feel the fear of letting go moving through your whole body.
I do.
Good. And tell me when you feel that fear releasing out of your system with the
Everywhere.
fear, with this control spirit with it. Good. Now, spirits, go ahead and shock her body at 50,000 with electricity and pull the poisons out of her mouth and throat. Good. Now, what you are experiencing right now, my dear, is that you are releasing those fears out of your body while clearing these energies out of your back and out of your neck. You're doing quite well.
I feel it everywhere and I'm dizzy.
Dizzy, like I told you, comes because you're accessing your spiritual powers. That's normal in the training when you're learning how to use your shamanic gifts that are naturally inherited to you by being a child of God. As we open up these energies deeper inside of your body, just notice if nausea or any part of your body is trying to hold on to something. And if you feel it holding on to something, we're just going to go ahead and give it a little push to release it out of your mouth.
Okay.
Just tell us when you feel that.
Right here.
Yep, and tell me when you feel that expanding and releasing, either through deep yawn, deep cough, continuous swallow, or burping it out of your system.
My jaw's tightening up.
It's okay. Just tell me when you feel it releasing and tightening, releasing and tightening. Good. And tell me when you feel all the fear of letting go coming out of your body through the deepest breath you've ever taken. And tell me when you feel that increasing to deep yawns in your body, the deepest yawns you've ever had. You just yawned. So you can't say you didn't yawn. You just yawned. So that's darkness trying to get you to say that it didn't happen so that it can confuse you and get you off of the path that you're on. That's not true. You did yawn. Everyone saw it. And tell me when you feel yourself yawning again. And tell me when you feel yourself yawning one yawn after the next until it gets so deep. And tell me when you feel the deep sounds coming out of your body, either through the yawn or either you scream or either your body starts making sounds that you've been holding on to for so long and not allowed yourself to say or feel. And tell me when that sound gets even louder.
Yes.
Danielle, you asked why do people have a fear of letting go? It could be judgment. It could be the fact that they don't want to be a burden, or the fact that they feel that they can't, they don't believe they can, or they hold on to it because they want to keep hurting themselves. So they have a reason to make excuses for their life. It could be a multiple of things. Good. And tell me when you feel more yawns coming out of your mouth, one after another.
Just feel tingly everywhere.
Yes, of course. That's normal because your powers are increasing.
I feel like I'm floating.
Yeah.
Like floating. And cold.
Mm-hmm.
And shaky.
Yeah.
Nauseous.
Yeah. Your body wants to purge all the negativity, all the stuff that it doesn't want.
Especially in my feet.
That's right. Good try, darkness. We don't play that game here.
I hear singing.
Yes, the singing is my friend. She's practicing her vocals in another room of the house.
Everything is tingly.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is nauseous.
Good. And just notice if your body needs to purge. If your body needs to purge, maybe your body needs to purge. Don't hold back that. Don't hold it back. If your body has to purge, it's got to purge. If you have to throw up, your body has to throw up. You can't stop it. That's what your body needs for healing. That's what it has to do. So Tell me if your body has to purge and throw up, then you need to go throw up. That means you've been holding on to a lot of uncomfortable things. So your body wants to get rid of it. It looks to me like you're going to throw up soon.
It stopped.
Okay, there we go. But I just needed to get some of that nausea out. Just tell me if you feel the nausea coming back or if it needs to come out more.
I think it's slowing down.
Good. And tell me if your body makes your throat makes the sound of, and tell me when that happens.
Thank you. I see you're doing great. So tingly.
Good. And tell me when you start to feel in your mind the acknowledgement of all the things that you've accomplished, big or small, since the time you were born.
Yes.
Good. And tell me when your emotions begins to meet that thought and expand that out through your being so you can feel it even more.
I do.
Good. And tell me when it increases even more throughout your body to every place where you're holding on still, places where you're trying to keep things locked in, starts to release and come out of your mouth. And
Yes.
tell me when it increases even more and gets even stronger and you're opening your throat even more and your mouth opens up even more to release more of it out because that energy is getting stronger and stronger of all the accomplishments that you've made and the acknowledgement that you have for all of them.
I do.
And tell me when that experience of the emotions, that your emotions are meeting your mind with all of those accomplishments that you've achieved, big and small, moving through every cell of your body.
I'm feeling lighter.
Good. And then check in with your back and your neck and see how that feels.
Feeling better. It's amazing.
It is. God is amazing. Spirit is amazing. You are amazing.
I know. So are you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But all glory goes to God. I am just a servant.
Thank you. I needed that.
Yes, you did.
I knew it was going to happen. My intuition served me today.
Yes.
I'm so grateful.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I love you.
I love you, darling. I
So
love you.
much.
I'm so happy you chose to be on the planet with me at this time. That we're
Same.
all here in this beautiful family of love.
Same. I'm so grateful. And I know you.
Praise God. Yay.
Thank you. You're beautiful.
Thank you. I receive that in my heart and my cells and in my soul, and my little boy receives that. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. And thanks for bringing me on live. I'm so appreciative.
It's a pleasure to serve you, my dear. Just push that little X in the corner there,
Okay, thank you.
and I'll see you again, my love.
You will.
Oh, that was wonderful service. What a wonderful gift to serve such a lovely, powerful spirit. Wonderful indeed. So wonderful. And I know that a lot of you who are paying attention understand the energy of what we are communicating, that the mind, when it thinks, the emotions meets the mind to expand energy. And in that expansion of energy is these powerful frequencies that when we send it into the places where there is discord, we actually change the frequencies of that discord back into its original energy, which is love. And therefore, any entities or spirits or anything that's creating any kind of chaos in that space gets cleared and removed. Such a wonderful thing, I think. So beautiful indeed. So, am I calling on people live? Let's see how much time I have because I have to go into the studio to create some more meditations for the Lit Vibe meditation app of the activation app that's been created. And I need to get some things going because if those of you who are coming to Los Angeles to hear me speak live and do live healings with me, I will be at the Conscious Life Expo on Friday and Sunday on the panel for healing. So that's going to be amazing. Oh no, it's 2:45. I have to be there. So unfortunately, I cannot do any more live healings. But I will come back on again and do more lives, and we'll have a lot more time together. Also, if you want to get more healings, you can join the Healing Temple. You can go to my link tree on my Instagram page and find out how to do that. You can also set private appointments with me if you want to do privates with me. And if you want to get activation, immediate activations from energy from me, go on the Lit 5 meditation app on Google or on Apple. and subscribe to it. Get into the family. Communicate with your brothers and sisters there, because there's a huge tribe there. We talk about all kinds of spiritual things, and you can get the activations through the different meditations. So just choose if you want to do the healing or money, or if you want to do shifting energy in your body, whatever it is. The activations are there, and it's me leading you through those activations. They're very powerful. So if you're not on that wonderful app, you're definitely missing out on being with your family. And I love you so much. Um, we have amazing webinars coming up that's going to be really helping you stay really diligent in who you are in your spiritual powers and gifts. And let's change the word gifts to your divine birthright, right? Your divine birthright, and in everything that you are. So I love you so much, and I appreciate you, and I honor you, and I am thankful for you. Oh God, I'm thankful for you, because you made a choice to come to Earth, a transitional time in humanity that requires you to be here to bring that love and to bring that consciousness. And I know it sometimes may not be easy. However, just keep going, because you got this. Just keep going. I love you, darlings.